Every narcissist, your ex, your boss, that family member who's never wrong, follows the exact same playbook. 9 moves, every time. And once you know all 9, you won't be caught off guard the same way again. I've gone through the psychology literature, the case studies, and the real accounts of people who've lived through narcissistic relationships. And what I found isn't just disturbing, it's precise. These aren't random behaviors. They're a sequence. And tactic number 6, the one most people only recognize in hindsight, when it's already too late, changes how you understand every relationship you've ever been in. We're going through all 9, in order, because the order matters. This is how it actually happens. And if you recognize your own story in this video, that recognition is the beginning of something important. Tactic 1, love bombing. It starts with intensity that feels like destiny. Every day, messages, attention, compliments that feel tailor-made, plans for the future within the first month. The feeling that someone finally sees you completely. Nobody warns you about too much love, and that's exactly why it works. Your brain processes this kind of overwhelming positive attention the same way it processes a reward. Dopamine, attachment, the beginning of something that feels like it could only be real because it feels this good. Love bombing isn't love. It's the installation of dependency. And it's always temporary because it was never meant to last. It was meant to hook you. Tactic 2, mirroring. Suddenly, they share your values, your sense of humor, your taste, your worldview, your exact way of seeing things. I've never met anyone who thinks the way you do. You feel understood in a way you've been looking for your whole life. Here's what's actually happening. They're not revealing themselves to you. They're reflecting you back to yourself. And you're falling in love with your own reflection. They don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with the version of themselves that looks most like you. Tactic 3. And this is where the playbook changes. The warmth starts to cool. Not dramatically, just in degrees. The compliments get quieter. The comparisons start. My ex never reacted this way. You used to be more fun. Small things, things you can explain away. And you start trying to get back to the beginning. You adjust. You apologize. You try to figure out what changed. Nothing changed. The love bombing was always going to end. The devaluation was always the next phase. You were just never told. There was a next phase. Devaluation doesn't arrive all at once. It comes in degrees, small enough that you keep explaining it away. Tactic 4, gaslighting. That never happened. You're too sensitive. No one else would react this way. Over time, you stop trusting your own memory. You start second-guessing reactions that were completely reasonable. You apologize for things that were done to you. This is important to understand. Gaslighting doesn't need you to believe their version. It only needs you to stop trusting yours. The goal isn't to convince you. It's to destabilize you. A person who no longer trusts their own perception is a person who can be controlled. We're halfway through the playbook. And the next 2 tactics are the reason most people stay, long after they know they should leave. Pay attention. Tactic 5, triangulation. A third person enters the frame. An ex, mentioned just casually enough. A colleague who really understands them. Subtle flirtation that gets denied the moment you bring it up. You start competing. For attention you used to have automatically. For a position in the relationship you thought was yours. But you were never competing with the other person. You were competing with a ghost. One they created specifically to keep you off balance. The jealousy wasn't yours to feel. It was manufactured. Tactic 6. And this is the one I promised you at the beginning. You finally start to pull away. Maybe you've had enough. Maybe you're starting to see the pattern. Maybe you're just exhausted. They come back, not with aggression, with nostalgia, with the version of themselves from the beginning, the one you fell for. I've been thinking about you. I've changed. Remember what we had? The name for this is hoovering. Like a vacuum, they pull you back in. And it works because your nervous system remembers the love bombing. Your body remembers what it felt like before the devaluation. The pullback isn't rational, it's neurological. They don't come back because they changed. They come back because losing control over you is something they cannot accept. The relationship was never the point. The control was. Tactic 7. DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. You finally bring something up, something that hurt you. You come in vulnerable, looking for acknowledgement. They deny it ever happened. Then they attack your credibility for bringing it up. Then, somehow, by the end of the conversation, they are the victim, and you are apologizing. DARVO is designed to make you forget what you came in to say, and leave apologizing for saying it. Tactic 8. The smear campaign, while you're still trying to save the relationship, or just after it ends. They're already writing your story for everyone else. Friends start acting strangely. You hear things that aren't true, or are true, but twisted beyond recognition. By the time you realize what's happening, their version has already reached everyone who matters. You're not defending yourself. You're trying to correct a narrative that already exists. Tactic 9. The discard. It can be sudden and cold, a stranger where a person used to be. Or it can be explosive, an exit designed to leave you so confused about what happened that you spend months trying to understand it. They were already gone before you knew it was over. The discard isn't a decision they made in that moment. It was scheduled. The moment your usefulness to them ran out. And somewhere, maybe already, they're love-bombing someone new. And here's what changes now that you know it. The next time you see Tactic 1, the intensity, the mirroring, the feeling of being perfectly understood too quickly. And a word is the beginning of a choice. This knowledge doesn't make you cynical. It makes you calibrated. You can still love completely. You'll just recognize the difference between love and a performance of love. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs to see it. Not everyone knows the name of what they're living through. Next week, we're going even further, because knowing the playbook is one thing. Understanding why you apologize even when you know you're right, why your own feelings start to feel like the problem. That's a different kind of answer, and that's what we're covering next. I'll see you there.